August 4th, 2025, Phnom Penh. I'm Jesse McCall here from the studio of Dro Young News and want to bring you some updates, things happening right now. First of all, the spokesman for the Royal Government of Cambodia asked for Cambodian citizens and citizens of the world to raise their voices to release the 18 Cambodian soldiers that are being held captive. There's a call for Cambodian citizens of all classes, every race, every color, every political affiliation, and peace-loving citizens around the world to call on the Thai military to release the 18 soldiers that are being held captive as soon as possible. The statement says, in addition to showing the voice of great solidarity force in Cambodia, we ask people from around the world, Cambodians, whether they be in France, England, Australia, United States, South Korea, including foreigners who aren't Cambodians and people who have traveled to visit this wonderful country, to join us in raising your voices to the international community to understand the pain that Cambodians are going through in seeing these 18 soldiers still being held in Thailand. Like I mentioned earlier, a few days ago on Friday, the Thai spokesman for the Ministry of National Defense made a statement, and he said, in advance, when these soldiers are returned, it may look like they had been tortured, but we want to let you know in advance they weren't tortured. And I think anybody can see through such a dangerous narrative. We also call on international bodies such as the International Red Cross and the United Nations to be able to visit these soldiers that are being held captive there in Thailand. I also want to mention this, that Acting Prime Minister Phumtham Vichachai tries to justify himself by using international and domestic lies, saying that, we cannot release the Cambodian soldiers as quickly as requested. And there was a statement by an interview recently published by One News where the Thai acting prime minister said that, unfortunately, they cannot release these 18 Cambodian soldiers as quickly as Cambodia requested. In response to this, the president of the Senate of Cambodia, Hun Sen, has urged Cambodia to release the 18 Cambodian soldiers and asked, what is their current condition? Where are they? Where are they being held? What is their current condition? Who are third-party observers to see how they are, to be able to observe their well-being? And so at this time, again, we want to reiterate that these soldiers were captured by trickery after the ceasefire, and so far at this time have yet to be returned. Another very important news item. As you would have heard yesterday, there was an urgent call with strong suspicions that there was going to be another military attack at the border by Thailand invading into Cambodia. This was highly suspected, and this was announced by a press statement by the Ministry of National Defense, as well as repeated by Prime Minister Samdech Tapate Hun Manait, as well as the President of the Senate, Samdech Techo Hun Sen. And this was fairly late last night when this information was released. Cambodian armed forces were on high alert. And the reason for this is because of very clear signs that in Surin province on the border of Cambodia and Thailand, that citizens were being evacuated from the Thai side. And there was other evidence as well showing that there was a planned military attack on the Thai side. Thankfully, last night there were no arms, and there was no shooting, and there was no bombing. But interestingly enough, this morning at about 10 a.m., a little bit after 10 a.m., close to 11 a.m. this morning, Thai forces began to move heavy equipment such as tractors, excavators, and their forces walked into Cambodian sovereign territory. You can look at some of these videos and some of these photos, and laid barbed wire in Cambodian sovereign territory. A very clear provocation, provoking of Cambodian soldiers. And it's no coincidence that the General Border Committee is meeting as we speak in Malaysia between Cambodia and Thailand. And there was a very clear effort to provoke Cambodian soldiers and military into a firefight at the border, and then probably likely what could have happened was the meetings in Malaysia would have been canceled, and then would have been blamed on Cambodia, that this is Cambodia's fault. What a narrative, and what a scenario that was set up. And Cambodian forces have not returned in retaliation, but are very meticulously recording everything so that this can be brought to the international community. And so this is some breaking news. There was this act of invading Cambodian sovereign territory this morning with excavators, barbed wire, and armed military personnel in Cambodian territory, which has been very clearly documented. It constitutes a flagrant violation of the ceasefire. It poses a grave threat to peace and security along the border between the two countries as well as the wider region. Cambodia is calling on the international community, particularly partner countries that have worked tirelessly to achieve this hard-won ceasefire and wish to see it fully and effectively implemented, such as the ASEAN nations, such as the United States and China, to demand that Thailand immediately stop its aggressive actions and strictly respect international law, especially Cambodia's sovereignty and territorial integrity. And so this is another very flagrant violation and provoking by the Thai military, and you can very easily see through what was intended to happen, where it was intended that there would be shots fired, there would be a conflict again, and then Thailand would have a very good excuse or reason to possibly cancel or change the meetings that are happening in Thailand. Thankfully, the calm, resolute of the Cambodian military has not fallen into this trap. I also want to talk a little bit more about this, and I want to point out how the Cambodian community and the Cambodian government is very meticulously documenting every one of these violations. One of the statements here, they put it this way. They said, Thailand is increasingly entangled in a legal trap akin to a strategic advantage for Cambodia in the international courts. Cambodia is implementing a strategy of extending the line to catch the big fish. Thailand is the fish. Cambodia sits patiently with rod in hand waiting to strike. Meaning, okay, Thailand, if you want to continue to play these games, we will document every single one of them. And our goal is peace. But if you want to play these games, we will let it be known to the international community the types of games that you are playing. Thailand now faces an increasing number of accusations for violating the sovereignty of another state under international law. It must be remembered that any military operation in another country's territorial integrity without the consent constitutes an act of aggression. And so this incident this morning was another very clear incident and act of aggression. Thailand's military operations on Cambodian sovereign territory amount to a provocation, risking the outbreak of war, and pose a severe threat to peace and security along the shared border. It also very clearly shows the original intention and the same old game that has been played here, which Thai attacks first, provokes first, and then tries to create a self-righteous, hypocritical narrative. Finally, I want to also bring up one additional news item that I believe is important, and this is regarding the MK-84 bomb that was discovered in Oda-Menchei province right after the ceasefire. And again, when a stack of lies begins to be uncovered, the whole house of cards falls down. And this is what's happening, where the Thai Ministry of National Defense adamantly said that MK-84 bomb, which I've heard statements that the value of it could be up to $500,000, and it fell onto maybe a $500 thatch hut, and luckily nobody was harmed and it was not detonated. And that's the reason it's not detonated, is because these bombs are to fall onto stone structures, not thatch huts, and therefore it wasn't detonated. But the Thai military has said that could not have come from our F-16 Giant fighters, which were flying over that exact area. We didn't do it. We don't know who did it. There's no need to lie and make up all these false stories. It was documented today with the resident representative of what they call the Golden West in Cambodia, former United States Marine Corps and unexploded ordnance expert, confirmed that this MK-84 was manufactured in 1996. The narrative that was coming from Thailand was, it's probably left over from the 70s. We didn't do it. We didn't put that on our plane, our F-16. We didn't drop it. Who knows how it got there, but it's probably left over from the 1970s. There was no way it could have been dropped in the 1970s if it's only manufactured in 1996. And this was the first time since 1996 that we've had F-16 fighters flying over our sovereign territory like this and dropping bombs. And Cambodia doesn't own any F-16 fighters, so Cambodia couldn't have done it. It must have come from Thailand. These are some of the important updates. First of all, again, at the Trat Se border crossing in Cambodian territory this morning, there were heavy equipment such as bulldozers and tractors moving into Cambodia, putting barbed wire in Cambodian sovereign territory, and Thai soldiers stationed in Cambodian territory. This is happening simultaneous as the meetings in Thailand, in Malaysia, between Cambodia and Thailand were happening. Secondly, Cambodia's 18 captive soldiers have not yet been released, and there is both a national and international outcry to release them. Third, the MK-84 bomb that Thailand said they don't know where it came from, even though it's their jet fighters that were flying overhead and dropping bombs left and right. The serial number on this shows that it was manufactured in 1996. This was not left over from the 1970s. Look, for all of us, our friends around the world, we appreciate trying to get a proper perspective and clear facts of what's actually going on. And the end goal in this is peace and lives getting back to normal. But it's very important that Cambodia's voice is heard. It's very important that the Cambodian side of the story is heard. And just want to reiterate again, Cambodia has not initiated this conflict. Cambodia is not the one who is doing anything to prolong this conflict. Cambodia's identity has been an identity of peace for the last several decades. And Cambodia has nothing that we would want to take from anybody. We just want to protect our sovereign territory, regain peace, and live our lives as normal. Thank you for being peace lovers wherever you are around the world. By the way, Cambodia is open for business and open for tourism. The situation on the borders obviously have been quite serious and quite concerning. But at the same time, besides those areas, the rest of Cambodia is very much open for business and very much open for tourism. And just like the ringtone on every Cambodian phone that rings, it says, we Cambodians are peace lovers. And we want to be friends with every race, every ethnicity on this planet. You're our friends, and we hope that you can discover and enjoy the best parts of the Cambodian people and the Cambodian culture. We'll talk to you more soon. I'm signing off, Jesse McCall, from the studio of Troy Young News on August 4th, 2025 here. We'll talk to you soon.
ត្រយ៉ងនាំសារពិតគ្រប់ទីកន្លែង